Hey, this is Alex LaRue. I'm here today. I'm going to go over some stocks. First is the SP 500 ETF, SPY. We got some levels here. We're going to go over the IWM, QQQ, SQQQ, and a lot of the plays that I do in the morning. These big companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Tesla, Amazon, Meta, Netflix, etc. So let's get right into some levels. So today the SPY opened up around 5:11 today because Apple had earnings last night, and they went up off of earnings. So this pulled up SPY along with a lot of the rest of the market. You can see we have a lot of the green here on the side. So and then after that, SPY kind of trades sideways. We go down to the 5-minute chart. It opened, came down at around $9 and then called all the way back up to $12 where it had heavy resistance here, and then around power hour here it came back down at the end and put. So right now our levels on SPY, we have resistance at 512.75. This is pretty strong resistance here. We are bearish sentiment right now. This was all-time highs up here. This is coming down basically from news, I think, from Iran and Israel. This right here, large and bad inflation data, economic data. This is when the SP 500 became bearish, and then here we retraced up, all the way up to our resistance. And now, if I'm gonna have to make a prediction tomorrow, we're gonna want to watch out a little bit because we got a 30-minute chart. It could stall up here in through the morning and then drop down here through Tuesday and Wednesday back down to maybe 505 and then even 497. And if the SPY does get to 497 and breaks 497, we could be expecting a lot more down movement, maybe into the 470s. So moving on to IWM, we have resistance at 204, support at 200. Pretty quick on that one. QQQ, I have resistance at 438 and support at 429. IWM and QQQ, they don't mimic the SPY, but they're all ETFs with large amounts of holding in major companies. So SPY and QQQ, they'll mimic each other at times, along with big companies that like Apple and Google. You could look at what kind of cross compare as the day goes on when we're scalping in the morning. So we can move on. We go to some plays like Apple. So Apple here, it just had earnings yesterday. It went up from 172 all the way to 186. Big earnings after hours. Called. Not a lot of people thought it would do that because Apple right now, I'm not going to say it's bearish, but it's bearish short term, but there's not a lot of good data coming out on them, I'll just say. Not a lot of reasons to be excited, in my opinion. But right now I have support at 180 and larger support here down at 164. I'm expecting the Apple to come down and hit my 180, and then we'll see how that reacts. Because this is actually kind of a stronger support too, especially after these earnings. Move on to Google. Google, I have my resistance at 172, my support at 160. Google, also we're in earnings. We just passed earnings season, so Google also called off earnings after hours, went from 150 to 172, and since then they retraced back down a little bit more. Probably hit that 50 on the fib, and then it's going back up right now. So we'll see what they do right here. They could retrace back up to 172, or they could just be normal retracement and they come back right back down to 160. So we'll see what Google does on that. Just keep my eye on it. Maybe, some time in the future we'll be able to scalp it in the morning. Microsoft called off of earnings. Now it's coming down. I have a resistance at 412.50. and I got multiple supports here. This is the short-term support right here at 147, and I have these larger supports down here, but I'm really just looking at these two supports right here for the short term. Kind of bearish on Microsoft right now, pretty bearish on Microsoft, so we'll see what it does tomorrow, depending on what SPY does as well. NVIDIA, the big boomer NVIDIA. All of the people, who knows if a lot of people set up here and now it's not going to go up again. I'm not quite sure. I'm still kind of bullish on it, to be honest. So right now I have a resistance at 107 and a support at 162. I'm kind of expecting this resistance to get hit soon, so because we're going up right here again in this short term. So we'll be able to scalp that in the morning pretty soon. They do have earnings on May 22nd, but that's, almost 3 weeks from now, so we don't have to worry about that too much. We'll go on to Tesla. Tesla off earnings, once again, called a large amount, even though that EPS, revenue, all that was really bad. Elon said some things about some low, cheap cars, and everyone called it, I guess, So now I have a resistance at 191 and a support at 176. It hit our support yesterday perfectly, bounced up. We'll see what it does here. I'm not too sure if it's ready for leap calls yet. I have a target up here at 220. Tesla's hurting. We thought it was going to go all the way down to 100 possibly. These earnings might have saved it, and this might be the start of the bull run, but we're not sure yet. It still hasn't broken any, levels that I'm want to take it to very high prices. But right here, 220 is a nice target that we could look for right now. Amazon, almost at full-time all-time highs again, so hit that resistance at 187 today, so we can see if it's going to break that and keep going higher, if it's going to come back down to that support at 180. Not much to do on Amazon right now. Meta, off of their earnings, they came down quite a lot from 500 to around 420. And since then, they came up a little bit. See that retracement up. And we have resistance at Meta at 451 and 460 right here. So we'll see how Meta, if they want to come back up into this range, or if they're going to reject this and come back down. Pretty bullish on Meta, especially because TikTok ban. There might be a lot of TikTok users that go into Snapchat, Meta, a lot of these other social media platforms that hold a lot of that market share. Netflix, I got a resistance at 180 and 600, and support at 550 and 535. Right now, it's hitting my resistance. It's kind of stalled out right now. It's been a little bit stalled out right now, but we'll see what it does off the resistance. It might want to come back down and hit the support again and stall out for a few more weeks. We don't really know what Meta's going to do. It came down off that earnings, so we'll just watch those levels for right now. Maybe be able to scalp it. AMD has been pretty bearish recently. I got support at 145 and resistance at 154. It's come down, hit that support, might be coming up soon. Just, stay bearish, but in terms of scalping, might come up, hit our resistance. But yeah, not much to do on AMD until we see, a breakage of possibly 187. Once that goes up, and, it could reach around 230 again. Intel, pretty bearish on Intel. I got support at 280 and a resistance at 34. So if I want to be bullish on Intel again, we're definitely gonna have to break that 34 and then get some nice strong movement candles, maybe some pullback, but definitely something like this is what we're gonna want to do when Intel starts getting, they who knows, they might go back down to 24. But we'll go on to Disney right here. Disney's been, despite all the attack that Disney's been getting, Disney's been doing tremendously well. And they actually have earnings on Tuesday. I'm not quite sure what Disney's going to do. I could honestly see them calling again, like a good amount. We might play that. But right now I have resistance at 117 and support at 110. We'll watch how that reacts. Dell, I have resistance at 128, support at 120. It's been trading sideways recently. In a bullish range, definitely. Off of that earnings, it went up pretty high, and now we're gonna see what it does. I might want to break this resistance actually here and tap up to that 136 area again. We'll see. All right, we got Coinbase. So Coinbase has been bullish because Bitcoin's been going up. They're getting a lot of influxes of more revenues coming into Coinbase. Places like Coinbase, places like Robinhood. Just think about all the revenues that they're going to be getting. Robinhood, I'm bullish on Robinhood. We'll see how they do in earnings. I might play Robinhood earnings to go up here, around 22 or 20. So we'll see how that does. Go back to Coin, I'm waiting on for when Bitcoin confirms. It seems like Coin really likes to follow what Bitcoin does. So I'll wait off of earnings. They just went up a little bit. But yeah, I'll wait on Bitcoin for right now. Let me see. We'll go to Nike. Nike is hurting. Nike's down at $90. And it could be down at $80. We're bearish on Nike right now. But, we like to buy when it's hurting. So, if Nike gets to $80, we're definitely going to want to maybe get some leap calls going. Take us back up to around the 120s, the 110s. That would be really nice. And I have a target here at 102. So, right now I'm just seeing if Nike could really break this support. But I'm also going to watch this resistance at 98. See if it could, we'll see what happens here. Let's see. All right. I got CVS. CVS has been, kind of stalled out for a very long time. They dropped a lot off of earnings. There's not much to do on CVS right now, honestly, if to be quite honest. Starbucks. Y'all know what's going on with the Starbucks boycott. They dropped a lot off of earnings. They've been bearish for quite a while now. So I have a resistance at 80 and a support at 70. Expecting that support to get hit definitely before the next earnings. So, maybe if you want to possibly get some puts, you could try it. I'm not going to do it right now until I see something that's super optimal. When it gets down here, I can scalp it right here to get that. Datadog. I like the stock. It's pretty new stock, 2020. Right now I got a support on it. There's a pretty strong support at 118. Datadog, I guess I could put a resistance on it too. I put a resistance at 140. Datadog breaks this 140, could go into higher prices up to 160s, maybe up into that 200s eventually. I'm long-term bullish on Datadog. I read articles that services are going to need Datadog services for a while. We'll go to Snapchat. Snapchat is looking like it might be tasty. We have a target up here at $20 right now. We're going to want this resistance to break. If it breaks $17.37, then we might be able to see that go up to $20. We got support at $15.40 right here. It did really good off of earnings. Just watch Snapchat and what they want to do. We'll go to MSTR. MSTR also moves with Bitcoin quite a bunch. You might want to watch what MSTR and Bitcoin and all these things do, because when Bitcoin confirms, everything crypto related is going to confirm. Hopefully, I don't know about the miners, but MSTR, coin, all the altcoins, all that's going to hopefully go through the moon. So MSTR, I got a support here at 128 and a resistance here at 1800. We'll see what it does here. If MSTR could, I kind of want to add another resistance here at 1400. So if this one gets I like 1500. If this one gets break, we could see MSTR up to that level. All right. I just want to bring this up. Chipotle. Look at the price Chipotle is at. $3,160. Do y'all remember when Chipotle had that like bad news about their food like not being fresh and stuff, and like big stock sell-offs and stuff like that? Look what it's done in the past 6 years. It's like $250 to $3,000, and it's been going up. So I just want to bring this up to a lot of people. This is just I'm not going to trade this. It's too high for me to trade at all, but I just want to bring some attention to that. All right, we're going to the oil sector, OSY. Warren Buffett's highly invested into this one. They got earnings on Tuesday, so we're gonna watch out for that. We were bearish on oil through this whole. Not bearish. We were bullish on oil through this whole period right here. They retraced down on us quite a bit, and they're at our support here at 64. So we'll see what they want to do. We got to watch out for their earnings right now. I would kind of expect them to go back up off of this support, but we're gonna have to watch that earnings. And I got a resistance at $70. All right, and then we'll go on to airline and cruise sector. Here's Boeing. I got a resistance at 182 and a support at 164. Boeing could move fast. All we want is to catch this move. One of these very fast moves that Boeing likes to have. So right now, it's coming up to our resistance. We'll see what it wants to do here. It's a lot of, always news about Boeing going on in the market. Kind of a risky stock. All right, we'll go on to CCL. CCL, I got support at 1380 and resistance at 1848. Hopefully CCL might be able to get up to some very higher prices, sometime in the future, at least up here. I'm expecting when it breaks this level that'll be able to go up. But right now I'm just like kind of looking at it through these levels. Who knows? It might call up here, start calling up soon. Bitcoin. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin. Don't want to make this video too long. All right, Bitcoin. So the halving happened around 420, around here. It's been slightly setting down, but that's nothing. It's just been staying between our ranges. So this up here, all in this area, this is where you want to buy. This is where you want to accumulate Bitcoin. Because we're bullish on Bitcoin. We'll have to see what's going to happen. But yeah, so support, 5,600, resistance, 63,000. 50 and resistance 72,000. So right now we're just gonna be accumulating more Bitcoin on the way. And all right, I don't want to make this too long. I just got one more thing to go over, and that is SoundHound AI. SoundHound AI. SoundHound AI has earnings on Thursday, but the AI sector is very interesting to me. There's not like a ton of stocks to trade in the AI sector right now, but there's a lot of, talk about it. So SoundHound is a company that deals with, I think, artificial intelligent voice creation and things like that. They might dabble into some other things as well. But I got support at 450 and resistance at 630. So we'll see what SoundHound is going to do. Long term, I'm not quite sure. I don't know why I feel like artificial intelligence long term is like such a good investment. I don't know about this particular stock, but this is like one of the early stocks that's, it's a penny, is doing its thing, So you could always look at that. So that's SoundHound for you. I think I'm going to end the video here. It's Friday. Make sure everybody enjoys their weekend. And we'll see you Monday. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you.